Let Welcome to the newest show at WSSU, Parasite Hunters, starring Brittany Clegg and Curtis Adams.
Hi, Curtis, what are you doing?
Nothing. Just excited about the new project we're about to do for the show was all. OMG. Wait, do you think you could stop long enough to give the introduction? Oh, do I really have to?
Yes, you really do. Now stop so we can go on with the show.
Okay. You never let me have any fun, man.
Aw, I'm sorry. I'll give you a hug later.
Do you promise?
Yes, now put on that big Curtis smile that everybody loves.
You know what? Just because you asked, I think I could do that. Hello, everybody. As you already know, my name is Curtis.
And my name is Brittany.
We have an amazing show lined up for you today, full of danger and excitement, don't we, Britt?
I don't know about danger, but it is sure to be exciting. By the way, if you don't know, this is Parasite Hunters.
Sorry, was too excited about the show to say the name. Are you sure there's no danger?
Curtis, what are you planning on doing?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, I think we had goofed around enough. Why don't we introduce the parasites we are looking for today?
Sounds good to me. The parasite for today goes by the name Leopithorus salmonis.
Is that Latin?
Yes, but it goes by the more common name, the sea louse or the sea lice. There are actually two types of sea louse. The ones that infect fish and can hurt humans, and the ones that don't. The species that affects humans is actually produced by jellyfish. The only effect that they really have on humans, though, is an unpleasant sting that can cause a rash.
This sea louse exists in warm climates and is less common than the other louse.
Prevention is done by showering after swimming in infected areas and also washing your clothes.
You can also treat the rash with vinegar and meat tenderizer for itching and hydrocortisone cream for the rash.
For this Parasite Hunters episode, however, we'll be looking at a species that infects the salmon.
Now I understand why you are excited.
Oh, do you now?
Yes, because the sea lice infects one of your favorite foods, being the salmon.
You got it. Anyway, let's take a look at the life cycles.
Okay, let me go get the chart.
I like how you told me to quit playing around and moonwalk out.
Oh, whatever. You are not the only one who likes to have fun.
Good to know. As you see, the parasite comes in both parasitic and non-parasitic forms. In total, this parasite has about 10 different stages in its life cycle. Why don't you start us off, Britt?
Okay, it first starts with the free-swimming stages in Nautilus 1 and 2, as well as the copepod stage. During the Nautilus stage, there are noticeable appendages that make it easy to distinguish as it goes into the copepod stage.
Once it crosses over to the parasitic stage, it's called a calamus. These are the attached stages. While in stages 1 through 4, the parasite develops a frontal filament. This allows it to attach to the fish. There is also a pre-adult stage that molts into the adult stage.
As you also see here, there are male and female forms.
I almost forgot about that.
The male sea louse is smaller than its female counterpart. The female also has wider hips and two long appendages that trail behind her.
On these appendages, the female will keep eggs. She can carry up to 1,000 plus eggs on these appendages.
I don't think motherhood would be for me if I had to do that.
Heh, I think that's too much for any human mother to carry.
Anyway, I think we should get going and go hunt down some parasites.
Hey, don't leave me.
I win, you lose. Oh yeah.
That's only because I let you win.
Don't be a sore loser, Curtis.
Anyway, we are here off the coast of the Pacific Ocean where we had come to study the fish that have recently been grown in a hatchery and released into the wild.
Because of overfishing and pollutions of the ocean, there are places that need their salmon populations repopulated.
The problem is that when the fish are reintroduced into a natural habitat, they carry with them the parasite.
This introduces the parasite to the wild population where it causes further damage to an unsuspected population of fish.
Until recently, it was thought that the parasite did no damage to the fish, but studies that have been performed lately have proved otherwise.
Most of the species of this parasite do not injure the fish or harm the humans that swim near them in infected waters.
The newest form of parasite is said to kill around 33% of the population of salmon that it infects.
For that reason, we want to hunt down and capture this parasite to examine it further and also the way that it kills its infected host.
It really upsets me when I think about this parasite because it's harming these innocent fish for no reason.
Those poor fish, we will find a way to help them.
I just can't believe this is happening. We're coming for you, Parasite. Do you hear me? The Parasite Hunters are coming for you, so you better get ready.
Yes, we will get you, if it's the last thing we do. We haven't failed to catch a parasite yet.
Our plan is fairly simple. This area has a high concentration of the parasite that we're looking for.
From here, we will fish a certain amount of infected fish and examine the parasite as well as non-infected fish.
After a thorough examination, we will come back and give our analysis of what we feel is the reason these fish are dying.
We will be right back after this commercial break. Until then, Parasite Hunters, let's hunt!
Yeah!
Welcome back to Parasite Hunters. Hope you are ready to hear and see what we have for you.
I don't know if they're ready, but I sure am ready to show our results. This is a picture of one of the first salmon that we managed to catch that was infected.
As you see, there are several different sea louse on this salmon. On this salmon in particular, they are all females.
As we told you earlier in this program, you can tell which is the female because of the wider hips.
Unlike the previous picture, where we saw all females, this one shows both male and female species.
You can also see the adult and pre-adult forms. The parasite on the bottom right of this picture is a pre-adult female. The bottom left a male, and the one on top is a full female adult.
Interestingly, these parasites do not seem to harm the juvenile salmon.
We hypothesize that the parasite waits for the salmon to mature before becoming more aggressive. This may explain why the parasite has a low mortality rate when it is within the hatcheries.
Hey, I have a great idea.
Well, don't keep it to yourself. Let's hear it.
Let's play a game where the class tries to guess if the sea lice is male or female, to see if they understand.
Sounds good. Let's start with this picture. You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
If you guessed that this was a female sea louse, you are absolutely wrong.
This is a male sea louse. You can tell it's a male because it has smaller hips than that of the female. Move on to the next picture. This one should be a little bit easier. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Did you guess it was a female sea louse? If so, you are right. Congratulations. You got both questions right. You have won an all expenses paid trip to the calf. With your meal card, of course.
Now back to the more pressing issue.
Yes, the parasite that has been wreaking havoc in the salmon population.
After further examination of the parasite, we realized that it survived by taking away the essential nutrients that the fish consumed.
As we said earlier, it doesn't affect the juvenile fish. So the question we still have is why?
Since there is no intermediate host to the parasite, we can only assume that the change is occurring within the host itself that triggers the parasite.
It may be because of the change in diet as the salmon grow bigger, since they are carnivores and do eat other fish.
We also noticed some differences in the infected fish versus the non-infected fish.
The growth of the fish seems to decrease in an alarming rate. The weight of the fish decreases by 30%, while the length decreases by about 20%.
This change in weight and length could be the cause of the high percentage of deaths in the fish.
On top of that, the parasite doesn't seem to get any bigger than that of the average sea louse that doesn't kill salmon. Let's move on to the topic of treating these parasites so that they don't become a problem in the wild populations.
If we said that the problem lied within the fisheries, then we can look at what they use to treat them. The hatchers we now know use a treatment known as a bath technique.
Lice was a company that was started around the winter of 1998 and spring of 1999.
Emamectin benzoate, as it is also known to have a great affinity to glutamate-regulated ion channels in invertebrates. It makes the cell membrane in sea lice extra permeable to chloride, which causes the lice to have extreme nerve impulse disruptions, which paralyze the parasite and causes it to die.
It is also given to the fish populations in 50 micrograms per kilogram of fish. Treatments are given about 10 to 22 days after the pre-adult stage and should not last longer than 1 hour. And the water from the bath should be kept at 10 degrees Celsius.
A second bath can be given 14 days after the first treatment if needed, but it is highly unlikely. You must not forget that prevention comes first.
That's true, Britt. We all have to do our part in prevention and raise awareness and aid in any way we can.
Some of the ways that we believe the fisheries could decrease the amount of sea lice is to manage the amount of the PCBs within a given area. It is common for the amount of PCBs at a hatchery to be very high in PCBs.
An increase in PCBs might be what aids the sea lice in being resistant to treatment, or even the driving force of the more lethal form of the sea lice.
This can be achieved by shifting the hatchery sites from one site to the next without over-contamination.
Well, I believe that's all the time that we have for hunting parasites today, folks. Be sure to send us in any other parasites that you would like us to hunt. The sea lice proved to be a worthy prey.
But once again, the parasite hunters emerge victorious. Until next time, hunters, see ya!
Catch you later. Peace.